The mounting system is comprised of three parts: a holster, a mounting bolt, and a mount. The characteristics of the holster are largely based on the stylus that you would be using. Primarily, the size of this opening and the length of this post are determined by how long your stylus is, so that it comfortably fits inside the holster and still leaves room for you to get your hand into these rings without rubbing up against the top of the cup. The cup is intended to help you redirect your stylus into the slot in the holster. The holster fits into this star-shaped opening in the top of the mount, and it can sit either sort of parallel to the sides of the mount, or you can rotate it 45 degrees for a different angle, and we'll look at why that could be important. The bolt goes into the threaded opening in the bottom of the mount, and it's intended to just stabilize the mount while some double-sided foam tape is it takes a little time for it to settle in and firmly attach to surfaces. So what you'll have to determine is what shelf or desk surface you want to attach the mount to. And in this case, I'm going to attach it to this keyboard tray. You'll need to take a measurement of the thickness of this tray so that the opening on the mount is wide enough to get around it. Also, you can determine the length of these jaws here so that it fits sufficiently onto the shelf that this hole in the bottom is going up against a flat surface. The first thing we'll do is we'll take a little bit of this double-sided tape, and let's see, I probably could do this a little bit more accurately by measuring where the flat part of the tray starts and cutting the tape roughly to that length. So somewhere in about there. Put that on to the top of the jaw. And then I'm going to put another piece of tape on the underside of the desk tray here, so that the bolt has something kind of soft to press up against and indent into. We'll get that ready. Let's see, put it about here's a good place for the camera. Press it down. When you tell the program how thick your shelf or desk tray is, it's going to add 5 millimeters to that measurement so that you have room to get this kind of sticky tape in there. And try to do that carefully on the underside as well. And now I'll just put the bolt in on the underside. And the key here is don't over tighten the bolt. It's really there just to kind of stabilize the mount If you keep tightening and tightening and tightening, it will eventually crack the mount because it's only made of plastic. But you want to have it firm enough that it doesn't move side to side too easily, and you can't pull back on it too easily and have it slide off. Alright, so let's talk now about what would happen with the holster. So it has to do with how you want to approach your stylus with your hand. If I put it in so that everything is aligned parallel with the mount, then the stylus either sits like this or like this. So depending on how you want to approach the stylus, straight on or at a side angle. You can also rotate the holster 45 degrees so you can come in this way or even this way, or even coming around behind and coming in. So mess around with the exact positioning of the holster and what it does for the stylus. And then once you've determined an angle that is best for you to approach the stylus, then you can take a little bit of glue and you can put it on the outside surface, put it in the mount, and it'll just stay there nice and firm from then on. Again, the purpose of this mounting system is that it allows you to put the stylus on one-handed. So let's say I'm going to wear this stylus. I just slide my fingers in, lift it out of the holster. When I come back to put it in place, if you turn your hand side to side like this, it's easy to work it out of the stylus as well, with, again, one-handed, because the stylus is held in place by the holster and the mount. So slide it in, and then just rotate back and forth your hand, and it'll come out nicely out of the holes.